15 might see her out tonight.
All right, they're in the parade yards, as you can see here, for the opening race here on Sandown Cup night. What about from a best bet point of view, Nath? There's probably a handful of standouts throughout the card that most people would circle around, but from your point of view, who is the best?
I thought race 9, number 1, Without a Trace was the best. Greyhound has got plenty of upside. We've seen it, produce some fast times both around the provincial circuit and the Metropolitan circuit. I think up to 5.95 for the first time. Should be able to spear straight to the front, and then from there I think it'll be able to dictate and run some time on the arm. I think about $1.80, $1.85 is on offer when we, took to air, I should say, and I think from there that's the one that I most probably want to settle the most with tonight. There is a couple of other good chances throughout the night, but I just think it maps perfectly, and I think the distance range is perfect for Without a Trace tonight.
Yep, so last look at the market here ahead of the first, and Capricorn 1 still pretty solid there around even money. And of course, Smithy, we are here on a Friday night, which feels a bit odd. I mean, going through today, I'm thinking it's Thursday. Oh no, I can't go out tonight because it's Friday.
No, exactly right. It is very different. Sandown Park is synonymous with Thursday night racing. Obviously, the Friday night has been the case for the Sandown Cup for a little while now, and it gives the club an opportunity to get bigger crowds and get more people on course at the end of the work week, which can only be a positive. And it's what we want to do in greyhound racing is to try and get these crowds back on course and enjoying themselves by watching the best dogs do battle, and the Sandown Cup is no exception tonight.
Indeed. Good evening to everyone shooting in on Sky Racing 1. We build up to the first here on Sandown Cup night. We just see a special there on screen. QR special with Lady Wilson, $5. She's around even money at the moment, so plenty of meat on the bone from that point of view. We're a minute away from the first. Capricorn 1 is the favourite, Nathan Rooney. Is he the one to beat in your eyes?
I think he's clearly the one to beat based on the 25.54 Warragul win. The problem is that was 6 weeks ago and we haven't seen the greyhound since. So a little bit of a concern there. He only had the 3 runs back from a spell, and then he's had a decent little freshen up again. So that's a bit of a question mark, and he hasn't filled the podium at 4 attempts here at Sandown over the 5.15 metres either. So a couple of negatives to want to chime in at the short quote, but I think he does bring the best form. He looks like he'll camp on the speed, and he's a good railer. So he ticks all the boxes. I've went him on top without a great deal of confidence. For second, number 4, Money Palace, a greyhound who's got plenty of ability, just doesn't win out of turn. 3-time winner from 38 starts and 11 placings from 18 goes here at the track and distance without a win. So that's a bit of a concern, but posted 29 and 45 at the track and distance 2 ago from this draw. That's well and truly good enough to be competitive in a race of this quality. For third, number 5, Flying Crowd. A greyhound is a strong type, small field will suit that greyhound. And Annabella Rose in for 4th, number 7. Comes right back in distance, but I think it's well drawn out wide and can be coming over the top late. 2, 4, 5 and 7, my numbers, Sandown Park race number 1.
On what is a significant night here, of course, the 2025 running of the Sandown Cup. It's been a race that's been so storied over the years. It's produced drama, it's produced legends of the sport. What's ahead of us tonight? We'll wait and see. Race 1, Sandown Cup night. Let's get upstairs with Dan Hibbard.
Moving in. First of the night, the kick for cash tonight, grade 5. Thanks, Patch. The runners moving in. Big night here at Sandown Park. Sandown Cup final night, race 7 on the card. And the runners moving in for the opening race. The grade 5, the kick for cash. They're ready to go. Favourite in the 2, Capricorn 1. They're ready. And away, Capricorn 1 jumped pretty well. There was really good speed from Vilma Bale, and it's flying across from the outside of the track and leads the way. Capricorn 1 through to second. Third was Money Palace. Next was Annabella Rose, and then came Flying Proud. And Zappa Bale dropped away about a dozen lengths. It's Vilma Bale a length in front. Capricorn 1 looking for an inside run. They've raced clear on Flying Proud and Money Palace. On the swing, Vilma Bale. Run there for Capricorn 1. Takes it, goes through, takes the lead and wins. Capricorn 1 won the first, beat Vilma Bale and Flying Proud. 4th home was Money Palace. Next in was Annabella Rose, and Zappa Bale came in last. And it's a strong gallop to start the night, 29 and 46.
A very good way to start the night. Favourite Salutes had to work hard for it, and with Vilma Bale out in front, geez, she kept punching. She punched above her weight, so to speak. and hasn't been beaten far behind the favourite in Capricorn 1, 29.47. His amended time. Nathan looks settled behind the leader, and it's just a matter of finding a gap after that, wasn't it?
Yeah, and she does, track off the track. Vilma Bale leaves a really good opening there for Capricorn 1 to take, and had to be at its best to take it, like 29 and 46 on the board. It's quite a good run. I think Vilma Bale has really run out of her skin there. Like, she's had a couple of 410-metre events at Horsham recently. You knew she was going to get a little bit tired late. She does track a couple off. Small field, most probably not going to suit them type of runners. So I think out of the run of the race is most probably her. She certainly outrun her price. But Capricorn 1, very lightly raced, 6 weeks between runs. Certainly done enough work in between to be running the times that he was able to run tonight. And that's a couple of good wins in concession for Capricorn 1. He might be a dog on the up. He's been pretty lightly raced, but he's got plenty of ability. He hadn't finished on the podium from 4 goes before tonight here at Sandown, but he handled that the draw really well, the track really well, sections really well, and closed off strong. So he might be one that's bound for some good metropolitan success moving forward.
With the benefit of hindsight, it's easy to sit here and say you can put the trust in the trainer. 6 weeks off after a very fast performance, 3 starts prior to that, another 3 months off. They're the sort of things that put doubt in your mind, and seeing a performance like Capricorn 1 just put together removes that doubt. Now we can have that confidence moving forward that the dog is capable of having a bit of time off and then coming out and putting together a really impressive performance. You mentioned the 4 starts for no placings, no wins at Sandown Park. He's ticked that box as well. So I think it's onwards and upwards from here if the dog can stay sound for Capricorn 1.
Yeah, I think that's the question, isn't it? Obviously, with the big gaps, you're guessing that preparation hasn't been smooth. He's always, had 2 steps forward, 1 step back. So you just hope he gets a run at it, because if you can produce, 29.46, 29.47 after 6 weeks off, and that's backing up after, a 25.50 around Warragul, which is a red hot time around that 460 provincial track. So the ability's there. You just want to see him have, 6 or 8 consecutive starts where he can really build that base fitness, and he's got plenty of ability. He was a good winner. He was able to run out a strong 500. He was able to race quite attractively too. He was always going to sit behind the speed, but he was happy just to wait for the path to open and then relish the fence, being strong late as Vilma Bale somewhat wobbled off that corner and got a little bit tired late. So he certainly wants to put in the black book and go forward, and it's most probably a good indication that the track's playing quite well here tonight. Like, he's a dog you wouldn't expect to come out first use of the track and run 29.4. So the track's in good order. They should be able to run time, and the first favourite kicks off the night with an impressive win.
It's an important thing that you do state, Nath, with the weather, because Smithy, you were at the Meadows last Saturday night, and look, it was pretty ordinary. And although there's been a lot of rain up north, and our thoughts are with anyone going through all that drama at this point in time, but we've had a bit of rain today in Melbourne, but it hasn't been crazy. But as what you saw at the Meadows on Saturday night, can have an impact pretty quick.
Yeah, it certainly can, and that's where these sort of races, the early races, they give us the benefit of being able to try and put a line through what sort of times these dogs can run. Obviously, Capricorn 1's a very fast dog. We've spoken a few times about that 25.54 at Warragul. You then come here and run 29.47, and one of the first things that Nath said when they crossed the line was there's nothing wrong with the track, and that's good to see. And sometimes with the rain that we've had, it's not the real heavy stuff that we've had here in Victoria, and particularly here at Sandown Park. So sometimes it can just sit on that surface and take a little bit of time to drain. But the team here have obviously done a fantastic job and put together a track that is in good nick, and I'm expecting fast dogs to run fast times tonight. There's no real excuse at this point of the night, and Capricorn 1 certainly puts it all together and showed us that the track is in nice nick.
Yep, 100%. So first race is out of the way. We've got a bit of time until the second event. So what we might do is take a look back in time. I mentioned before how we do have some replays to look at throughout tonight's broadcast, looking back on some of the all-time greats that have won the Sandown Cup in the past. And the first one we'll take a look at, Smithy, when we're able to here, is that of Fanta Bale. I mean, she was just one of your favourites. I know, you're the CEO and